Popped up. Who's going to get it? Mason Crane calling it, ranging deep into right field. Did he drop it, or was it on the transfer?
No,
I think it was on the transfer.
He is out.
So the umpire says out, taking the ball out of his glove.
Oh, they got
both runners are starting to move out at second base on a tag up. And that would be the second. Everybody's reverting back to where they started. I don't think the play has been called dead yet. LaFawn scores. It's confusing because Gaudette was already called out at second base once.
Yeah, they've got to control this right here because that was about as confusing. I could.
Gaudette ran thinking that he was being forced there because he thought the ball was dropped and there was no out recorded. So Durham kept running. And that kind of caused everyone else to run. So the umpires are going to have to get together and talk this over. I think when you look back on it, Dave, the out was called, the transfer was made, and then I think Gaudette may have run himself into an out.
Yeah, I think this is what the proper call would be is, first of all, this is an out. It was on a transfer, okay, that he, right there, he transfers it. Yeah, I saw the umpire call him out. So now he takes the ball, throws it to third, thinking that he may tag, just in case he threw it to third, just in case the call was safe.
Right, but so you got the hitter Durham standing on first because he thinks he's still safe, and at that point,
I think
the runner who was on first said, "I got to go somewhere."
Yeah, so the runner at second right here, this should be the second out.
I think he's going to be called out at second base.
Right, but that third run now, I think it's LaFawn. He should be allowed to score. So LaFawn should be allowed to score.
He should be allowed to score.
That, you know,
Gaudette should be out
at second, and the original out. So there should be two outs.
5 to 3 with 2 outs.
I
think that's right.
I think.
Because I didn't see anybody call time at any point. Did you?
I
didn't see the umpire call time.
I know one thing though. Pfeffer wants them all out. If he wants,
yeah,
he just wants everybody out.
Pfeffer was looking for a triple play.
But I think you and I would agree that the way we saw it is that the original ball that was in the air that was caught by Crane and its transfer. And what he thought was he can't see the signal from behind the
Great scene
umpire.
at second base right now with every member of the Rhode Island team surrounding Noah Durham, who was called out on a pop out.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to explain to him, like, you were out a while ago.
Yeah, you can't be standing here. I don't get it. Now watch. There's the transfer. Okay, he drops it. Now you don't see the umpire, but you and I have seen him. He has called him out. But Crane doesn't know that. Just in case he's going to get a force at third.
LaFawn's doing the right thing, standing at second base. He doesn't need to go anywhere. But it gets confusing when Noah Durham stands there at first and looks at his teammate and says, why are you still here?
Yeah, so he forces his runner to run to second, which has got that. But Allen does a good job, throws him out.
And I think Gaudette is going to be called out on a tag up in which he was tagged out. Watch 42. He'll go back to the bag, and then when this throw goes to third, he starts to move because he looks over his shoulder and sees his teammate there. So LaFawn is fair. He's tagging up too, but Gaudette's out, and that's only the second out of the inning.
I don't agree with this.
Well, the scoreboard has gone to a 5-4 score, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, especially when the umpire at first base made the out call.
He should be out at second. I think that's what the umpire is saying.
Well, the runner at second was out on the catch. And there was no doubt, there's no mistake that was on a transfer. That was not a ball that was dropped. So the umpire is explaining it to Patrick Dutton of New Hampshire.
I think our call is going to get it right. I think when they review this, I think we're going to be right.
The curious part is why Noah Durham is on second base when he was the guy that hit the ball that was caught.
Yeah, he's definitely should not be on second base. He's definitely one of the outs that is for sure out.
I think what Christopher Pramatis is saying, if you look at that replay one more time, and now it's moved back to 5-3, the third base umpire, when that throw came into third, raised his hand as if to suggest there was an out at third base, which wouldn't seem to make a great deal of sense since nobody was going there. So watch this throw, Dave. You tell me what you think the third base umpire.
Well, he thinks it's a force play, and he's calling him out for a force play.
Okay, which we all.
No, it wasn't a force play.
Go back and realize it wasn't a force play.
So there's a tag.
Now you could ultimately also challenge that call and have Gaudette stand at second base, because to me it almost looked like he was safe.
Yeah.
Right now the scoreboard has been readjusted to a 5-3 score, and it says there are 2 outs. So they've just pointed to Durham at second and told him that he's out. And in fact, there were 2 out calls made at second base. I think if I'm Dutton, I'm challenging the tag at second base.
Yeah.
And not for the runner that's actually standing on second base, but for number 42. And this ultimately, I think, is where we're going to end up. On a fly ball that was caught, and then on a transfer. The question is, did he tag him on that right foot before the left foot hit the bag? And don't be confused by all the kids running off the field, because there was only 2 outs on the play, and there were no outs when the play started. But somebody's just got to tell Noah Durham at second base that you were out. You popped out.
He was not moving. I am not moving until they tell me to. He's going to buy it. He stays there long enough, he may sell it. He may be selling it.
Yeah, that's a tough one because we don't have a great angle of it from the high home camera. Better angle here, and just watch that rear right foot right there. Does he tag it?
Yeah, I think he does tag it.
Then
if he does,
then he'd be out.
Yep.
And you'd have 2 outs and a 5-3 score.
That's what I think it's going to stay.
With nobody on base.
Yep. So I think the way we had it is the way it's going to end up. You get the fly ball in short, right field. Second baseman Crane goes back, goes under it. He catches it, but in his transfer, he drops it.
What really would have gummed things up if we had an infield fly rule called there and all that happened.
The runner from third is safe, okay? And he's safe at home, okay? The guy at second's out, yeah. So we have 2 outs.
2 outs, right.
2 outs, correct.
So exactly where we were through the description.
Hey, kudos, my man.
Validates.
We had it. We had it all the way.
Some knowledge of what was going on out there.
So LaFond is going to score the run, make it 5-3. There are 2 men down. Durham on the pop out. Gaudette tagging up, tagged out at second.
All right.
So for everybody scoring at home, it ended up being a pop out and then a double play on a 4-5-4.
And for my mom and daddy who are at home, I will explain when I get home.
Maddox Turk, he lines a single in the left, and New Hampshire staying alive.